Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and today we're checking out this week's event for Idle Heroes. We have a Prophet Orb event, Fantasy Factory, and also this Moonlight gift thrown in for those that wanted to spend. So we'll be taking a look at all of that and judging whether it's worth your money and your resources. But before we take a look, let me tell you about today's sponsor. Angel Legion is an idle game that's supported the channel for quite some time now, and they've just opened a brand new server on server 46. This is a space fantasy RPG that's a little bit different to Idle Heroes. Everyone has to run the same one hero on their team and gets to choose the other 5. I've just got my Hell Scythe to level 360 and she's absolutely awesome. If you want to join us on the Angel Legion journey, why not check it out? It's free to download on Google Play. It's also available on the App Store and it's available on Steam. Android opened server 46 as I said, and actually if you join that server, you get yourself some free rewards using the code here on screen. There's a link down below in the description where you can enter your account information on a web page that will then give you the resources to your account. So go ahead, check it out, and hopefully you'll enjoy this game as much as we do. We've also got some videos about the game on the channel if you wanted to check them out too to help you in your journey. So yeah, I'd really appreciate it, and it helps the channel loads if you go and give that game a try and support me by joining us on that Android server. Just give it a go. It's free to play. You've got nothing to lose. Anyway, folks, let's go check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. As we have a Prophet Orb event this week, it's no surprise we get ourselves a Prophet Orb and 5 sweet lollipops for logging in every day. Of course, you're going to need those to complete the Fantasy Factory and Prophet Orb event, or maybe you'll want to go ahead and save those Prophet Orbs for events that will be coming up in the following months. Either way, let's take a look at the details that we have. First of all, Chinese restaurant is coming to an end, which was the campaign loot drop event last week. And on the topic of that, let's also talk about the mid-autumn celebration. Make sure if you haven't already that you go ahead and bake your mooncakes. Also, we'll find out if the left side actually won in a few days' time. And as well, if you haven't already, cash in those mooncakes to get yourself some pretty nice rewards. And look, the wheel is still here if you wanted to go ahead and spend some gems too to get yourself some pretty decent rewards. It makes sense they've kept this around as that was kind of tied into the mooncake. So it makes sense that it's stuck around just to the end of mid-autumn. Anyway, the cool events for this week, we have ourselves, first of all, the normal value packages. We've got gems, Prophet Orbs, and we also have sweet lollipops. You can also go ahead and buy things with story gems, but do bear in mind these do not give VIP experience. Now, the reason I'm stressing that is because the actual gift we have here as well, the Moonlight gift, you need to gain VIP experience to get the rewards. So if you get 2,500, which is $50 worth of VIP XP, you'll get yourself 30 Glorious Relics, 35 Prophet Orbs, and 500 Contract Story Gems. And if you went all the way up to $100 spent, you'll get 10,000 gems on top of that, as well as 35 additional sweet lollipops, the Lollipop Privilege, and the Double Privilege Fantasy Factory. Now, the reason I think they've done this is because the original package probably wasn't selling as well as they'd like, and this is more of an incentive to get people to spend, because you can choose whatever you want to also get these rewards. So people like me that are wanting to stockpile story gems to eventually buy an A-tier hero from the auction house might actually appreciate a little bit of a kickback for doing that. So yeah, that's one reason you might want to spend. In addition, that spending is going to reward you with contract story gems, which are functionally like cashback because you can use them to buy value packages, or you could save them for an awakening event. So that's also very, very helpful for people that wanted to spend. So it's worth it if you were going to spend anyway, or if you wanted to go in on the Fantasy Factory and maybe pick up some of these value packages. But generally, it's probably best just to leave it if you're spending for the sake of spending, because these rewards aren't truly phenomenal. Yes, Fantasy Factory does give some nice stuff. If we take a look, you can see the rewards are pretty decent in this store, and getting double stars, which is what this Moonlight gift will give you, is okay. But all you're really getting is maybe an artifact, maybe pushing up to the 9-star here. You might want to get a flag, but that's not really worth $100. It seems like if this was a little bit cheaper, I'd be more inclined. Maybe if it was $50, but $100 just seems a little bit steep for one artifact. So yeah, I'm a bit reluctant. Obviously, the more you spend on the Fantasy Factory, the more honey stars you'll end up doubling through the Moonlight gift rewards. So that's pretty decent. But then again, that just encourages you to spend even more. So I'm kind of on the fence. In addition, if you were going to stockpile up on monthly cards, that's another way you could go ahead and cash this in just to get yourself a little bit of extra stuff. But then again, that's spending if you were going to spend. So like you could go ahead and get the VIP monthly cards here, and they're 1,000 VIP experience for the pair. So you could just buy 5 months worth of cards, and there you go, you're sorted. So maybe that was something you wanted to consider. But generally, I don't find this Moonlight gift appealing because previous Moonlight gifts have given us better rewards than this. Then again, the artifact is normally what they would give. So I suppose there is an argument that maybe you're just getting what you'd normally get with a bunch of other stuff thrown in. Would have been nice if this had cores or maybe some more relics than this, but hey, you know, beggars can't be choosers, and if you're going to spend money, you get a little bit of extra stuff. So yeah, you can pass, you can do it. It's up to you. The Prophet Orb event, this is weird. It seems that TH Games are definitely doubling down on the idea that getting Transcendence heroes from Prophet Orbs is really good. And I actually appreciate this sentiment because Vesa and Eos are the heroes that people are absolutely consuming to awaken them. Obviously, other Transcendence heroes too, like Aspen and Seer, and even to some extent as well, Freya and heroes like that. So people definitely want to go ahead and awaken Transcendence heroes. That means people need more copies than the typical amount because whales absolutely want to awaken as many copies as they can to hopefully high roll. So it makes sense that we're getting them as rewards in Prophet Orb events. However, Prophet Orb events are only really worth using your Prophet Orbs on if we're getting some bonus rewards. This event isn't giving us anything like that. The list ends here with Prophet Orbs and Heroic Miracle, which we'll take a look at in a second. That's all you're getting. There's no, if you use this many Prophet Orbs, you'll get yourself this. That's kind of what we like, where if we use Prophet Orbs, we're getting like Spiritual Essence or Sublimation Chests or Artifacts, things that we want to spend our money on, but using Prophet Orbs for is obviously better value because that doesn't cost us anything. So really, this event is a massive snooze. Don't use your Prophet Orbs, save them for future events because you will just get better rewards in the long run. What we're in now is this awkward point between the summer and October, which is going to give us Halloween, where we don't really have any big events between now and then. Halloween is going to be the first big hit, and then we go into November, which will be Black Friday. Christmas is in December. We've got New Year. So at the end of October, we'll see tons of really good events, but for now, things will definitely calm down. So really, I would just take this opportunity to save your Prophet Orbs and your resources and just stockpile until better events come along. Heroic Miracle, though, that's the usual 3 lights, 3 darks, and 5 in every other faction need to be summoned to go and get armor, Fantasy Factory materials, as well as some Prophet Orbs and some scrolls. This, honestly, is a real disappointment. It's giving Asmodel. I know he's a Transcendence hero, but he's one of the more common light heroes to pick up, so this would have been so much better if it was someone a little rarer, maybe like an Aspen. So it's a bit upsetting that this is in here. Heck, I'd even rather like a Carrie, even though she's not Transcendence. That'd be really neat to see. So there's a lot of better heroes they could have thrown in here. So ultimately, it's a pretty naff Heroic Miracle as well, and that really leaves a bad taste in our mouth after we've had some really, really cool events, that the only additional thing they've thrown in is this Moonlight Gift. So ultimately, this event gets a thumbs down from me, and it doesn't actually end up being that good for a Prophet Orb event. Next week's event is just as boring by the looks of things. It's just normal Sky Labyrinth, so at least it's returned. We've got the Mysterious Chest event, so you can finally spend your gems if they're burning a hole in your pocket. But then again, we've got the holiday season coming, which is obviously going to need way more gems, so maybe you don't even want to spend them next week. We'll talk more about that then. And then there's the Wishing Fountain event, which is actually pretty neat. This is giving Delacium, but it's only ever worth going in Wishing Fountain if you're also getting better rewards on top of that as well. Other than that, we're going to be saving our wishing coins. So it seems like the next few weeks are going to be a bit of a snooze fest, and that's all I can really say about that. I wish there was more to talk about to do with this event, but there isn't. It's just a very chill event. We don't even have any updates to the Relic Store. Nope. We do not have Melodic Strings here available, and unfortunately, there have been no changes to the imprintable heroes. If you haven't heard, heroes like Valkyrie will be at some point getting imprints added to their stats, but as it stands, she is still currently unimprintable, so that's a shame as well. So there you go, folks. That's this week's event. Sorry it wasn't a little more interesting, but hey, if you want something to spice your afternoon up and maybe this week's a bit boring, why not download Angel Legion, our sponsor for today? And actually, if you do, there is that code that's going to get you some bonus rewards if you download it through Android. And as well, folks, I want to stress, if you do that, it helps the channel massively. You might feel like it's just a little something, you downloading a game for free, but sponsors like that really do help me to do this full time, so I really appreciate it. If you can't give in any other way, that's such a great thing you can do to help the channel. Anyway, folks, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time, and happy hunting.